Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air, the terrifying moments, the passenger plane off the taxiway just moments after landing in Rochester, New York. The images coming in right now, the American Airlines flight from Philadelphia veering off right after landing, what authorities are now saying. Also, more than 40 deaths now in a dozen states blamed on this storm. The family electrocuted, killed while trying to get out of their car. Another family member killed while trying to help get them out. And now the new storm moving in tonight, much of the east and Philadelphia, in fact, a winter storm warning, up to a half a foot of snow possible. And New York City set to get hit again. Ginger Zee standing by to time this out. Also tonight, the new and scathing report on Uvalde from the Department of Justice. Tonight suggesting the failed response allowed more school children to die. Police were in that school 3 minutes after the gunman. So why did it take so long to get to the suspect? What they've revealed, Mireya Villarreal in Uvalde. Also breaking news tonight in a case that stunned the nation. The murder of a young pregnant wife, Scott Peterson. Tonight, ABC News learning the LA Innocence Project is now taking up the case of Scott Peterson, who was convicted of murdering his wife, Lacey, and their unborn child. What attorneys for the group are now saying tonight. The news tonight involving the DA in the Georgia case against Donald Trump and 18 co-defendants. The judge now scheduling a hearing over the DA's alleged misconduct, what she's accused of, and what she has said so far. Pierre Thomas standing by. Donald Trump taking aim at Nikki Haley, Haley firing back, asking who lost the midterms in the last presidential election. Just days to go until New Hampshire, and Rachel Scott is there. In New York City tonight, major news in the case of the alleged serial stabber, wanted in several stabbings. Tonight, the suspect now under arrest and where he worked. The moment of the explosion in Washington, D.C., the blast under investigation tonight. There is widespread damage. News on Princess Catherine and her condition tonight. Prince William was there today, and what we've now learned. And with the brutal cold gripping this country, looking out for our neighbors. And the doctor tonight who got on his ATV in the snow and what he did. America Strong.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a Thursday night. And we begin tonight with these deadly winter storms. Tonight, the images just coming in, the passenger plane off the taxiway moments after landing in Rochester, New York. Frightening moments for the passengers there. An American Airlines plane veering off right after landing from Philadelphia. Authorities at this hour blaming the weather. There were 53 people on board. Firefighters helping to get them off the plane late today. Down the New York State Thruway to Buffalo, New York tonight, the lake effect snow relentless. More than a foot of snow in the last 24 hours. Buffalo with double what it usually gets in January already. And now tonight, this new storm heading out of the Midwest, reaching the Northeast by morning. In Philadelphia tonight, a winter storm warning up to a half a foot of snow possible. Washington, D.C., right up through New York City, all bracing again. It all begins with the morning commute. Ginger Zee standing by to time this out, and ABC's Trevor Ault in Buffalo tonight.
Tonight, the terrifying scene at the Rochester airport. A packed passenger plane sliding off a taxiway moments after landing.
Tower about 5811 just slid right off the taxiway.
The American Airlines flight carrying 53 people from Philadelphia veering into the snow-covered grass. Firefighters helping passengers off the plane with no injuries. Michael Trickey was on board.
That just kind of rocked people pretty hard when it came to that abrupt stop.
This as a new storm is set to slam the Northeast with even more snow. This is Buffalo. It's notorious for snow, and yet already this year they've had well over 30 inches. That is more than double what they typically average for the entire month of January. And in the West, a Portland family mourning the deaths of 3 people killed in an ice storm. The father of 2 of the victims says a downed power line trapped his 21-year-old daughter inside her SUV, along with her boyfriend and their 9-month-old baby. The couple was electrocuted upon stepping out of the vehicle, along with her 15-year-old brother, Tehran, who ran in to help. Mireya Washington was nearby and ran to save the baby.
I was just thinking, like, I have to save this baby or not. In the moment, I didn't think it was saving him. I kind of still don't think of it as saving him. I just think of it as something that anybody would have did.
Officials now urging families, if a power line falls on your car, stay put and call 911. And if there's a fire and you have to exit, avoid the frame and jump out with your feet close together.
Please remain in your vehicle. The insulation of the tires should keep you safe.
And David, here in Buffalo, you can essentially find these giant piles of snow on every single block. And as for that airplane in Rochester that slid off the taxiway, well, the airline has now confirmed that happened because of these snowy conditions, and the FAA is now investigating. David?
Trevor Ault leading us off here tonight. Trevor, thank you. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Ginger Zee. And Ginger, a second snowstorm now headed our way. First thing tomorrow morning, we're going to see this.
Yes, and David, in Rochester, they had visibility down to a mile or so on each hour on either side of that accident. On top of more lake effect snow, those will dwindle tonight, but look at all these winter weather advisories from Montana to New Jersey, Philadelphia in a winter storm warning, the advisories for freezing rain down south to Huntsville, Alabama tonight. So let's go ahead and take you through the track of it. That Gulf moisture is going to meet up with that Clipper system. Chicago gets a little blast, and then Pittsburgh early morning. You slide it across, and for most of I-95, it's going to start in the morning commute. Bad timing. The heaviest late morning through early afternoon. So right around lunchtime, you're going to see the big stuff. Philadelphia now in that 3 to 6 inch range. They've had about their average to date. They could double that by tomorrow. Big deal after measly couple of seasons. And look at this. The wind chills get even colder this weekend. It'll feel like 16 below, David, on Sunday in Chicago.
Ginger Zee with us tonight. Ginger, thank you as always. We're going to turn now to the new and scathing report on Uvalde from the Department of Justice tonight, suggesting the failed response allowed more school children to die. First responders were actually inside that school within 3 minutes after the gunman got into the building. So why did it take so long to get to him? The faces of the victims, 19 children you'll remember, and 2 teachers were killed, and what authorities have now revealed tonight. ABC's Mireya Villarreal in Uvalde.
Shots fired! Get inside!
Tonight, a scathing new report from the Department of Justice paints a fuller picture of what they're calling cascading failures by law enforcement in that deadly mass shooting at Robb Elementary in Uvalde, Texas, that took the lives of 19 children and 2 teachers.
Had law enforcement agencies followed generally accepted practices in an active shooter situation and gone right after the shooter to stop him, lives would have been saved and people would have survived.
The report setting the timeline at 11:33 a.m. on May 24th, 2022, the 18-year-old suspect, armed with a high-powered AR-15 style rifle, enters through an unlocked door. Within 3 minutes, a group of officers entering through the same door. And 4 minutes after the gunman enters the building, 5 officers taking fire as they move towards the classrooms. They retreat after 2 of them are hit with shrapnel.
Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding? Am I bleeding?
The report says after 3 attempts to reach the classrooms, officials changing their tactics from an active shooter to a barricaded subject approach, which delayed attempts to breach the classrooms as they tried to negotiate with the suspect.
Can you believe he's barricaded in one of the offices? Sir!
School District Police Chief Pete Arredondo, who had been among the first to respond, instead directing officers to search for keys to unlock doors to the classrooms where students and teachers were trapped.
It meant waiting for a set of keys to open the classroom door, which the report concludes was likely unlocked anyway.
For 77 minutes after the first officers entered the school, no one going into the classrooms, even as dispatchers received 2 phone calls from students inside. 10-year-old Chloe Torres was one of them.
I'm in classroom 1012. Please hurry. There's a lot of dead bodies. Please. I don't want to die.
It wasn't until around 12:50 that officers went in and took down the suspect, nearly an hour and a half after first responders arrived on scene.
As a consequence of failed leadership, training, and policies, injured and scared students and teachers remain trapped with the subject in the classrooms, waiting to be rescued.
Veronica Mata lost her 10-year-old daughter, Tess.
I would hope that she didn't have to sit there for those 77 minutes and see everything that her friends were going through.
Clarity but not closure for these families, David. The Department of Justice report did not bring up any possible criminal charges. That was not their focus. It's actually the responsibility of the local district attorney right here in Uvalde to handle that. But the DOJ did list a number of recommendations for law enforcement. Meanwhile, former law enforcement agents that were criticized in this report. We have reached out to them but have not heard back for comment on this report. The city of Uvalde says they continue to review it and will release additional comments in the near future. David? 2
years of pain for these families. Mireya Villarreal tonight. Mireya, thank you. There is also breaking news tonight in a case that horrified this nation, the murder of a young pregnant wife, Laci Peterson. Tonight, ABC News learning the LA Innocence Project is now taking up the case of Scott Peterson, who was convicted of murdering his wife, Laci, and their unborn child. What attorneys for the group are now saying about new evidence and about Scott Peterson's claim of innocence. Here's Kayna Whitworth.
Tonight, a stunning development in the Scott Peterson case. The Los Angeles Innocence Project now representing the man convicted of murdering his wife, Laci, and their unborn son on Christmas Eve in 2002. Their bodies found in the San Francisco Bay months later. Peterson, now 51 years old, is currently serving life without parole after his death sentence was overturned. The Innocence Project, a nonprofit known for helping overturn hundreds of convictions. The LA chapter stating in court documents, quote, evidence has been discovered that points to Mr. Peterson's innocence and points to the actual perpetrators of the crimes against Laci and Connor Peterson. The motions claim a burglary that occurred across the street from the Peterson home around the time of Laci's disappearance was not fully investigated, and that witnesses who saw Laci walking her dog the morning she went missing were not properly interviewed. The filings also request more DNA testing of a van found burned 1 mile away. Peterson maintaining his innocence, arguing that the prosecution presented no physical, forensic, or direct evidence linking me to the deaths of my wife and son. Just months before his 2004 conviction, Peterson sitting down with our Diane Sawyer in 2003.
Everybody sitting at home wants the answer to the same question. Did you murder your wife?
No, I did not. And I had absolutely nothing to do with her disappearance.
And David, attorneys with the LA Innocence Project say that Peterson's rights were violated, and they say that his actual innocence is supported by new evidence. David?
Quite something. Kayna Whitworth reporting tonight. Kayna, thank you. We turn now to the news tonight involving the DA in the Georgia case against Donald Trump and 18 co-defendants. The judge in the case now scheduling a hearing over the DA's alleged misconduct. Tonight here, what she's accused of and what she has said so far. Here's Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, a Georgia judge ordering Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis to answer allegations she is improperly engaged in a personal romantic relationship with one of the special prosecutors she hired to help her try the sprawling election interference case against former President Donald Trump and his 18 co-defendants. The accusations against Willis came in the filing by one of those co-defendants, former Trump campaign aide Mike Roman. Without providing evidence, he claims Willis engaged in a secret relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade, who her office has paid $650,000 to help try the case, and that Willis personally benefited because Wade allegedly used some of that money to take her on lavish vacations. Willis is yet to formally respond to the accusations, but speaking at a church service honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., she did say this.
Lord, never mind your flawed, imperfect servant has composed a team that wins, and wins.
And she implied Wade is only coming under scrutiny because he is black. The other two special prosecutors she appointed are white.
I appointed 3 special counsel, as is my right to do, paid them all the same hourly rate. They only attacked one.
Willis did not confirm or deny a romantic relationship with Wade, but called him a great friend and a great lawyer.
All 3 of these special counselors are superstars. But I'm just asking God, is it that some will never see a black man as qualified, no matter his achievements?
The defense attorney who filed a complaint against Willis says the accusation has nothing to do with race. The judge has called on District Attorney Willis to respond by February 2nd, and a hearing has been set for February 15th. David?
Pierre Thomas in Washington. Pierre, thank you. On Capitol Hill tonight, House Republicans revealing Hunter Biden will sit for a closed deposition on February 28th as part of their impeachment inquiry into President Biden. Republicans had threatened to hold Hunter Biden in contempt of Congress because he insisted on being questioned in public and not behind closed doors. We turn now to the race for the White House. Donald Trump now taking aim at Nikki Haley, and Haley tonight firing back, asking who lost the midterms and who lost the last presidential election. with days to go now until New Hampshire. Rachel Scott is there.
Tonight, with just 5 days to go, Donald Trump and Nikki Haley taking aim at each other.
So good to see you. Thank you.
Three times. God bless you.
Oh, God bless you. Spread the word. Let's get out on Tuesday.
Haley staking her entire campaign on a strong showing here, calling the former president a drag on the Republican Party.
You look right now, Congress is getting nothing done. Why? Because there's no majority in the House. There's no majority in the Senate. The infighting is happening because we lost the midterms because of Trump again.
Trump telling his supporters the exact opposite, that Republicans will lose if Haley is nominated.
A vote for Nikki Haley this Tuesday is a vote for Joe Biden and a Democrat Congress this November, because that's what's going to happen.
Today, Haley firing back.
He says if you're the nominee, then Republicans are not only going to lose the White House, but they're going to lose races up and down the ballot. Your response?
I mean, Trump says things. Americans aren't stupid to just believe what he says. The reality is, who lost the House for us? Who lost the Senate? Who lost the White House? Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump.
Tonight, Haley's team trying to manage expectations. Just weeks ago, her top supporter here, the state's Governor Chris Sununu, said he expects that she will win by a landslide. Now he says they're hoping for a strong second-place finish, David.
All right, Rachel Scott in New Hampshire for us again tonight. Rachel, thank you. Tonight, the House and the Senate have now passed a short-term funding bill averting a partial government shutdown, essentially by moving the deadline now until March. Government funding was set to run out this Friday. The deadline now moved to March 1st. A second part of the funding moved to March 8th. House Speaker Mike Johnson pushing back against pressure from hard-right Republicans to add a border amendment. The temporary spending measure passed with help from Democrats. When we come back here tonight in New York City this evening, major news in the case of the alleged serial stabber wanted in several attacks, now under arrest tonight, and where he worked. We also have news on Princess Catherine and her condition tonight. Tonight, a New York City hospital worker, he was a hospital greeter, is now under arrest for that stabbing spree here in New York. Jermaine Rigor has been arrested for attempted murder linked to 6 attacks in 10 days, mostly in Queens, including one attack, though, on the subway in Brooklyn. Police say he worked at a hospital in Brooklyn. Detectives say they have recovered the hunting knife used in the stabbings. Tonight, the investigation into a gas explosion in Washington, D.C., with firefighters already on the scene when it happened. The blast destroying a store, littering the street with bricks and debris. At least one person was hurt. Fire crews were already there responding to reports, concerns over a possible gas leak. When we come back here tonight, news on Princess Catherine in the hospital and her condition tonight, what we've now learned. To the index tonight, and Princess Catherine is now recuperating from abdominal surgery in London. Royal sources tonight say she's doing well. Kensington Palace releasing few additional details, but tonight saying the condition is not cancer. Prince William visiting her today. She's expected to remain in the hospital for up to 2 weeks. When we come back here tonight, blinding snow, Arctic temperatures, and a baby coming. So what did the doctor do? In a moment here.
ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, sponsored by Pacific Life, creating financial security for more than 150 years.
Finally tonight here in this brutal cold, from the kindness of strangers to the determination of one doctor. Tonight, the brutal cold across this country and the warmth from so many quiet acts of kindness. In Pittsburgh, all over town, you can see it, the scarves tied under railings on bus stop benches. For 9 years now, Suzanne Volpe and her team of more than 20 volunteers have been collecting scarves to give to people in need, sewing them too, donating 2,600 scarves this year. And right here tonight,
hi, David. These are 2 of the scarves I'll be putting out.
Suzanne with the next batch of scarves ready to go out.
It makes me feel like I'm helping people. People really appreciate it, especially in the cold, and it makes me feel good.
And in Shenandoah, Iowa, northwest of Des Moines, Dr. Chase Brown got on his ATV, driving it through sub-zero temperatures and through blinding snow. He said it was the only way to get to the Shenandoah Medical Center on time to deliver a baby girl, Berkeley Gardner.
Snow went everywhere, went flying in all directions.
Dr. Brown was determined to make it.
Good evening, David. Thanks for having me on. I'm grateful and blessed that I get to be a part of these opportunities to take care of people here.
And joining us tonight.
Hey, David. Meet Berkeley.
That's 5-day-old Berkeley with her mom, Crystal, and her dad, Craig.
We're grateful for the community that we have and the doctors and nurses that made it to the hospital during a snowstorm.
Tonight, the quiet acts of kindness and the doctor who was determined to get there, and he did. Welcome to the world, Berkeley, and thanks to the doctor on the ATV. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.